I worked coastal salvage for 20 years. I've pulled fridges, fish, dolls, coffins, and things with no name out of the sea. But only 50 ever kept me up at night. These are the worst. And I think they were trying to tell me something. 50, a swing set, still creaking. Wood warped, chains rusted, but the seat was swinging back and forth, though the air was dead still. And in the sand beneath it, tiny barefoot prints, just one set, leading nowhere. 49, a sealed Ziploc bag of human teeth. 53 of them, adult molars, canines, one gold incisor, all clean, all tagged with black ink. Try again. 48, a VHS tape labeled, "We found you." No case, no markings. We played it in a local antique store's working player. It showed someone sleeping in my house. From above. 47, a handwritten note in a jar. The glass was smooth, unbroken. Inside, dry paper that read, "You left me in 1984. I followed the tide back. I wasn't born until 88. 46, a mannequin torso with blinking eyes. No wires, no batteries, just eyes that blinked out of sync. They followed you until you looked away. 45, a child's shoe with a toe still inside, clean, dry. But x-rays showed it wasn't bone inside, it was coral. 44, a fully intact window frame. It stood upright in the sand, glass unbroken. But when you looked through it, the ocean didn't move. 43, a rotary phone that rang once at sunset. We answered it. A man's voice whispered, "You're early." Then screamed. Then silence. We never touched it again. 42, a boat with no inside. Fiberglass shell, logo intact, but inside just hollow. Empty space, no walls, no floor, no weight. It floated on nothing. 41, a mailbox. Red. Classic American, stood upright in the surf. Inside one envelope, no address, stamped, returned to sender. Inside, a photo of me as a child, crying on a beach I've never visited. 40, a mirror that showed a different tide. It washed up intact. When you looked into it, the ocean behind you was full of black birds. But when you turned around, nothing. Then, the mirror cracked. 39, a pair of glasses with someone else's vision. When worn, you'd see the beach as it used to be. Children running, ice cream stands, people who weren't there, until night fell. Then you'd see only one thing, a single face, screaming underwater. 38, a grandfather clock ticking backward. It washed up standing, not water damaged, but the hands moved counterclockwise, faster each day. When it struck midnight, a woman drowned a mile downshore. No one connected it, except me. 37, a teddy bear stuffed with teeth. Children's bear, soaked but intact, stitched with red yarn. We opened it. Inside, human teeth, hundreds, all baby-sized. 36. A wet couch with a dry indentation. Cushions ruined, foam exposed. But one seat was bone dry and shaped like someone had just stood up. The sand around it was untouched. 35. A cassette player with no power that never stops playing. It loops a voice saying, "It's deeper now, it's awake." Then a splash, then silence. Then it starts again. It's still playing, somewhere in the evidence box. No batteries. 34. A single sock filled with fine, wet ash. Gray, soggy. We thought it was a campfire leftover, until the lab said the ash tested non-human, not animal either. 33. A box labeled, "For the one who remembers." Inside a photo of me and a woman I don't know. A sand dollar cracked in half. A note. "You said you'd forget. We kept this for you." I still don't remember. 32. A spine. Human. No skull. The bones were wrong. Fused too tight. Rib fragments melted to the vertebrae. But the weirdest part? No sea rot. Fresh. Still steaming. Like it hadn't washed up. Like it had been left. 31. A television showing static, with faces in it. Faces pressed against the screen. Mouths moving, but no sound, until you turned it off. Then you'd hear all of them whisper, at once, from behind you. 30. A wedding dress soaked in blood. Pristine white fabric, only the hem ruined, folded neatly in a suitcase. Underneath was a small bouquet, dried and dead. But the roses were stitched with hair. Blonde. I'm a brunette. 29. A voicemail. Played on an old cell phone found under driftwood. The message was 23 minutes long, all of it. Crying, then breathing. Then we made it to shore, but the shore made it back. 28. A backpack full of seawater that wouldn't spill. The water swirled like it had current. I turned the bag upside down. Nothing fell out until it started leaking upward. 27. A prosthetic leg, still walking. Left tracks in the sand. Aluminum, high grade. But no signs of the owner. Just footfalls ending in the dunes. Then nothing. 26. A Polaroid of a beach that doesn't exist. No landmarks, no date. But the water was black, and the sky had 3 moons. Back of the photo simply read, Vacation 1971. 25. A teddy bear's voice box, with the wrong voice. We pressed it out of habit, and it said, "You came back." Then it laughed. Then it cried. Then it said my name. 24. A boot with bones growing out of it. The sole was cracked. Inside, tiny finger bones woven into the tread. X-rays showed they were part of the rubber, fused together like they'd grown there. 23. A plastic Easter egg filled with teeth. All molars. Baby teeth, filed smooth, polished, arranged by color. Each tooth dyed a different shade. One was engraved. It said, "Smile wide." 22. A pacifier made of polished stone. Too heavy to float. And yet it did. The surface shimmered like oil. We sent it to a museum. They called me back 2 weeks later. We don't catalog things that predate memory. 21. A mirror shard that showed what's under the beach. I angled it downward, saw shifting things in the sand. Mouths, antlers, eyes, all sleeping. Then one of them blinked, and the glass cracked. 20. A glove with fingernails sewn on the outside. Every finger had real nails stitched in reverse, like they wanted out. Under UV light, someone had written, "Not mine, not anymore." 19. A scuba mask with the inside full of blood. No break, no hole, perfect condition, but soaked in blood on the inside. Lab said it wasn't human, not quite animal either, something in between. 18. A journal that ends mid-sentence. Each page was dry. Last entry. It's crawling out of the shelf. It's walking like me. Then nothing. The pen was fused to the page. 17. A wallet full of sand. ID from 1961. Man declared dead in Vietnam. But recent receipts tucked inside, dated last week, from a gas station that burned down a decade ago. 16. A mailbox key inside a mouth. We found a jawbone. Tucked inside, a brass key. We traced it. The box it opens hasn't existed since 1955. But it was full of postcards from people who've gone missing this year. Over 15. A stuffed rabbit with bones inside. No stuffing, just bones, arranged to fit the shape. We counted 208, which is exactly how many bones are in a child's body. 14. A wedding ring made of fingernails. No metal, just hardened nails curled into a perfect circle. It fit my hand. I never tried it on, but I still feel the pressure sometimes. 13. A Bible with only one verse underlined. Genesis 1 verse 2. And darkness was upon the face of the deep. Everything else was scratched out. The book buzzed when near water. 12. A sealed baby bottle full of ink. Not black, red-blue shifting ink. We spilled some. The stain wouldn't dry. It formed letters, and the letters kept spelling, you. 11. A photo album of people who drowned. All smiling, all eyes open, all underwater, and every photo taken from the same angle, looking up. 10. A spine made of keys. Each vertebra was a different key, brass, iron, bone. None fit any locks we could find. But one clicked against the hull of our salvage boat, and it whispered. 9. A bag of hair that spelled out coordinates. Fine, blonde hair. We laid it out to examine the length. It formed numbers, latitude and longitude. We traced it. Middle of the Pacific. No island, no reef, just depth. 8. A seashell that screamed when held to your ear. Not a scream of fear, a scream of birth. Over and over and over. Then silence. Then something else screamed back. 7. A fish with human teeth. Perfect molars, chattering even after death. We froze it. It kept smiling. 6. A sealed envelope with your name already on it. Blank paper inside. But the envelope was dry and warm. 5. A door, just a door. Wooden, red, with a brass handle. Freestanding, no hinges, no wall, but locked. And when you stood close, you heard knocking from both sides. 4. A mirror with nothing inside it. You don't see yourself. Not the ocean, not anything, just black. But if you stare long enough, it starts showing shapes. Shapes that notice you. 3. A tooth, the size of a dinner plate. Shark-like, but serrated in spirals. Still warm, still bleeding. We left it where it was. But it was in our boat the next morning. 2. A typewriter still typing. No paper, no ribbon, just click, click, click. We set a blank page in it once. It wrote, "You are out of time," then stopped. 1. A handprint that matches yours. Pressed in wet sand, no other tracks, no signs of movement. But the print was fresh, still warm, and right next to it, another one. Smaller, deeper, waiting. I retired after that. But the beach? It hasn't. Things still show up. Worse things, bigger things. Things that know we're watching.